important thing.
We'll just save Hefe from Brian's closet later.
We're live now. We're live now. We're live now.
He was doing it on purpose, like always. Hello, everybody.
Like last week.
Well, since that
Okay, so anyway, yeah, welcome to Crib Live, I guess. Hefe's having some mic issues. We're gonna cover a whole bunch of stuff, but I don't know who's doing slides. So
I'm doing the slides, but Hefe need to put me on presentation so we can have them. Hefe, click on me.
Hefe to put you on presentation.
Yeah.
Yes, no, maybe so. There he goes. Okay, so he goes on presentation. Let's start with the slides, and hopefully Hefe will get in here and take over because I don't want to talk tonight.
You don't want to talk tonight? Why? Are you going just to be reading between cleavage?
It's bizarro, George.
I don't read between cleavage. I just kind of visit the cleavage. But start the slides, Tito. We're waiting on you, man. Come on.
Yeah, we are in the first one now. This is the Panda Reborn, as Hefe called it, and as you can see, the armor points have been kept there, but the repairing time has been reduced a lot. We have a new repair efficiency, 0.01. So this can revamp all builds that you may have, or even help you with builds like Hefe will propose later for doing things like the DFM, or at least the 97s.
Yeah, so the Pandemonium Motor, I actually had covered this in my blog, and we
blog.
Yeah, in the blog and in TFC, and then the Crib Show covered it a pretty good chunk of it on
Wednesday,
and you know, the repair efficiency is 0.01. This will actually dilute. Like I had used, I think, the Zealous for an example, but it'll dilute anything that has a higher repair efficiency. So any of your tanks, if you have open slots, this is fantastic. God, that girl's kind of cute.
Yeah, especially because it's quite good, the radioactive defense that you get out of it. Especially if we're taking care that the radioactive defense plates don't have a flat number. It changes between one level and the next one. So this helps a lot to get high end.
Wow, what was that?
That was
This has been a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Yeah, that 10% is the same as
Anybody hear me? No?
We can hear you. Betty is whispering, but we can hear you. I thought that was the alliance before people was assaulting Brian's house just to get that hooker from the closet.
Yeah, it was the tasers outside.
Yeah.
Well, they have a long way to go.
Okay, let's go back into what we were talking about the Panda Reborn. So, Hefe, you have anything to say about this first one? We're talking on the left side. The right side, I think everybody has it covered so far.
Yeah,
I'm still looking at that right side. Shit.
This new Panda is amazing. Kick saw that the Pandas were endangered, and they're trying to, help get more back into the ecosystem, and this is a fantastic way to do it.
The giant panda actually just came off of the endangered species list, FYI.
I just Googled it.
That means I can stop.
I just Googled it
her.
now, which is about that shows how much prep I think that this show.
They are trying to even the requirement for some women to wear furs as coats and alike with the survival of the species.
No, I'm sorry. I'll tell you what. If that's what pandas look like, I'll help them survive.
Well, now we know why they came off the list, I guess, because their resurgence.
You want to help them survive? I want to eat that.
So 18 seconds repair 0.01. It's been gone over. This the next best thing we have is the coaxial firestorm, which repairs 4 minutes 18 seconds. So it's a lot faster. I think George mentioned it in his blog that he isn't sure whether or not this is going to stay this way. I don't think this should stay this way. I think it's a little too good. I think it's great that they're trying to because a lot of people, when you're coming up through the FM, all you have is probably the foundry hull and some okay specials and the weapon. You don't necessarily have a dedicated tank lead, something with a lot of deflection like a Punisher or a Tideseeker, things like that. And reducing their repair efficiency here is really going to help those players get up through the ranks of the FM without needing a specific tank.
Yeah.
I'm
Personally,
looking at. Go ahead.
Personally, I thought there was two things. One is reducing the repair efficiency, and the second was the radioactive defense, which is great at +10, and then basically no repair time. And once you combine those two things, I was thinking that there was something for a higher level player, not just the lower level players. And probably we can go to the next slide. This idea wasn't put together. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I?
Okay. Yeah, because my headset went belly up like 2 minutes before the show started. So
Can
I'm
I
speaking through my laptop speaker.
All right. Can I add something on that pandemonium motor before you guys float to the next?
Sure.
The next thing, because
Go ahead.
I've been a little distracted. So yeah, she's nice. So the reason why I had said that I think that they might actually change it is because one, you got the radioactive defense, and there's a certain combination right now that's being used that's heavy on Pandos, and this is, I mean, I'm just like, this makes it really strong in terms of the entire combination. But then again, we don't know what the tier 6 Conqueror is going to be in terms of armor points either. I mean, as our bases get up to higher level turrets, it might be kind of a moot point. So
Well, that's kind of apples and oranges because that's a Conqueror, and it's supposedly scattergun based. I know people used to put pandemonium mortars on Revenges and such back in the day. By the way,
they still do.
as-
Brian, that's
they-
one of the combinations. That's one of the current strong
That's what I got on
fleet
mine.
combinations.
Okay. 10 Pandamorts on a Zelos makes it 0.41 repair efficiency, where it was 1. Flat 1, and it's down to almost 0.4.
See, so yeah,
Just
that's a
on these.
good. Yeah, that's and on the Tideseeker that I have that I guess a lot of people use it now for a tank. I'm actually thinking of taking out the D33Rs and putting these on to dilute the repair time instead of the minimal defense that I get from those 3 guns.
Yeah, I have a couple of coaxial Firestorms on my FM tank, and if I get the time, I'm definitely going to swap those out and see if I can shave off another Gale, maybe 2, put more on.
Yeah. This is fantastic bump.
Well, yeah. I mean, it is, but is it an overpowered bump? I mean, if you look at it, you got more armor. You got armor equivalents and radioactive defense of a D2R with not even a scratch of the repair time that a D2R would have.
The repair efficiency of this
But
is better than the Vanquisher.
Yeah, and if I'm starting to wonder, is Kixeye maybe overpowering stuff to try and placate the community? Because look at that cannon they came out with for the Zelos. We all agree that was way overpowered too. Some of the changes in the game seem
Actually,
to be over the top.
I don't know that I could say that that's overpowered because when my first reaction to that was my presumption was that it was a tier 4, that the Zealous was tier 4, and it really isn't. It's actually tier 5.5, I think. It's between the Ironclad and the Cannoneer. It's just under the Cannoneer, so it should perform close to the Cannoneer.
Yeah, but Josh, with that reloaded task, it's not even tier 5. That weapon is tier 6.
Yeah,
For that hull, though, I mean, that's the thing is,
and that's
a
the only reason they get away with something like that. I think that the cannon specifically for the Zealous was just to make Zealous owners feel like they didn't buy a bum steer for 15 million.
Well, that's the point of the Zealous was to be able to do that. They can tune it with the weapons to actually be applicable to different targets.
Yeah, and without these good weapons, it's crap. I don't think that making these overpowered placates it because Pandemonium mortars, like, they don't see a whole lot of use now. I mean, again, there's some on Conqueror holes, but for our FMs, we've all replaced them with other things. Judgment mortars, probably, maybe coaxials. So it doesn't really affect kind of the top end a whole lot, but the people coming up, it helps greatly. So I think they might be kind of targeting things to make overpowered, but like the judgment and such, the DPS is still pretty good. You know, it doesn't change the damage, and the judgment's still a stronger mortar to hit things with. So we're going to use that, and this will help the up and comers.
Yeah, and to that, I think that might be something they're thinking about, because I know that they are starting to take a look at players that are not in the upper echelon of either PvE or PvP. So they might be actually doing some stuff to lay groundwork to allow players that are coming back or catching up or just starting to actually get in the game and become more relevant quicker than...
Yeah, because this reminds me a lot of, you remember those sea walls that we got in the past? They were crystal cannons, and this is going to create a lot of those crystal cannons. Easy to repair, fast, and you can go back to hit with a good tank. So performing a tank in front of fleet with these pandemoniums, you can do some nasty things.
I was thinking I've got a couple extra spots on one of my ironclads where I've only got Shipyard 2, and I'm thinking of popping 1 or 2 of these, maybe on there, to kind of dilute its repair.
All right, are we ready for the next slide yet?
Yes, sorry.
Yes, we can move to the next one.
Complete tangent, sorry. I just wanted to look at her a little bit more.
I got you.
We can send you the slide after
Yeah,
the
the
show.
slides are just in the side chat there.
Okay.
We want you to focus on the next slide now.
Okay. My original ironclad build, I just built because before we knew anything about really the targets at that point, I put together and just put 4 Mausers and 6 Earthshakers on it, and basically have had great luck in the 97 Drac mines. That, you know, I get about 13 to 15 minutes of damage, just doing waypoints or autoing them with a Highlander. And so I realized at that point that you only needed about 4 Mausers to effectively take everything out, because of the range difference between the Mausers and the Earthshakers. If you put them on an auto, the Earthshakers aren't actually going to fire. So my idea was, okay, we're going to throw as many Pandas as we want. This is at Shipyard 3, not a Shipyard 4, because you could actually do some more at that point. And basically what we've done is we've taken the repair efficiency of the ironclad and dropped it down to, from 0.8 to 0.51, which is, you have 36% less repair time. And you're not doing a ton of damage, but you don't need to do a ton of damage in the 97 mining bases. I wouldn't recommend this for if you're using this in the raid, but if you're somebody that doesn't really use them in the raid and you're just using them for hitting the 97s, you're saving, you're chopping a third off of your repair time because of the ridiculous repair efficiency of the Panda mortars.
Now,
and that's basically what
I was just going to say. I'm going to disagree on actually doing this for just one really simple reason, though.
What's that?
If you already have your stuff built, right, we're only going to see these mines out for another month, maybe a month and a half. So do you want to invest the shipyard time and then have to refit them again when the mines change to what we're seeing in the raids right now? I'm just going to build mine for the raids and be done.
Yeah, that's one way to deal with it. I mean, it really depends on what you started with, because my idea is I'm just replacing Earthshakers. So
something like that's perfect, yeah. I mean, but the catch is how much time. See, I don't remember off the top of my head how long does a Panda take to fit?
It's about a half a day.
So you got so that's 2 days to fit that on, and then you got what, a quarter of a day to take them off?
Yeah. And that 10% radioactive, actually, it's I have better defense now than what I had before, and I have much lower repair efficiency.
Who was making?
But here is a question: have you tested these on the 97 Jefe?
Well, if you listen, what I explained earlier, I tested what I had before. I'm building and I'm refitting now. But what I'm saying before is I had basically a very similar build with 4 Mausers and 6 Earthshakers. And when I autoed, the Earthshakers never fired. So they were there for speed, and if I controlled them, they would fire. But the projectile speed is so much lower that most of the time the Mausers killed anything before the Earthshakers came into play. So were you asking about the firepower, or what were you asking about, Tito?
No, the damage you take doing this, because with all Mausers, if you just replace the cannon system for the high velocity rounds and you put nuclear accelerators and you have to off this, you're doing the 97s for 6 minutes damage each of the holes, give or take. So I don't know, because as George said, this is going to be good now, but then it's not going to help you at all. And that other build may help you in the raid, while this maybe not help you at all.
Yeah, I was just throwing out ideas and giving an example of, this isn't probably the only place you could use it, but using it somehow like this seems to be the best because you also got the radioactive defense. Is there another example?
Yeah, I see the point, yes, as one of ideas how to use those Panda Reborns, but I mean that I would just keep the Mausers if you have them, just fill Mausers for those slots you didn't have. Put maybe 1 Earthshaker. It's not going to shot, as you said, but it's going to give you that speed boost. And the other way around, you can use it also as a secondary flip for your raid if you have Cannoneers for the time that your Cannoneers are getting repaired, if you go on the slow mode repair. But as I like it as a concept how to use the Pandas.
Yeah, the next one is just if, I was screwing around if I actually had Shipyard 4, where you could add a shielded tactical or whatnot. And this is, again, it's just the 97s, which will be around for a couple of months. So I don't have a lot to be doing in my shipyard at this point with all the Cannoneers built. And I'm sort of in limbo on what to do with the Alpha, because I just feel like another shoe's going to drop as far as something being out there to equip the Alpha. I don't think that we're done. If we are done, it's not really that great of a haul, despite what
You are going to put Pandas on that Alpha to get the armor point efficiency?
No, I'm saying I don't have a lot to be doing in my shipyard at this point. So this is something that I'm doing. Because I got all my Cannoneers built. I got everything pretty much built that I need for raid-wise. And there's no real reason to be building Conquerors now unless you got free tokens. Because they're all going to become obsolete in a couple of weeks. Or it appears that's a possibility.
Shall we move to the next one?
Sure.
Or anybody has something else to say?
Yeah. The next one, and probably you only need to be on that one for a second, because this is just, you can throw more things on it if you're at tier 4, because the Pandas are Reaver, and so you're chopping off all that Reaver weight once you get to a level 4 shipyard. So we can go on to the next one.
I'm just amused. The amount of resistances on this thing is going to be insane with Bloodthirst.
Yeah, because it's 80% over 91, and over that 50% when you're hitting turrets.
Yeah, defense turret,
So,
I can't see it down below, but it's, 98, and then the 80% of that, and then you have splash damage reduction. It's like, okay. This
Add
is
in a demo crew too, or steelheads.
Yeah, I've got
so-
a bunch of demo crews saved up.
I know that the game is made for you being possible, but I think we are going to be 99.9 or very close to that.
Oh yeah, definitely. You might be able to survive the
let's-
targets in that old TLC.
Probably. Let's go to the next one then, or someone else has something to say?
Who it is? I forget which one it is. Oh, the only point I had in this slide is that a lot of people's base designs for PvP incorporate a bubble pad. That bubble pad just causes your turret, in a lot of cases, just causes your turrets to get damaged during this campaign. So the idea, which I don't, is to just use the save option. You know, just you can use the base planner to just swap over from one base design to another, one for PvP and the other one for this campaign, which in theory should last for quite a while. So it might be worth your time to make sure that you're, you know, if your current design isn't instant repair, to switch over to one that may not be optimal for PvP, but might be more optimized for Reaver Tide. So that's all I have.
I wish they would give us some more spots. I don't like just having 2 spots in that base planner.
Mm-hmm.
So you can like spell out nasty words with tiles.
Sure.
Okay.
I just like messing with the bases. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes you want to try and test something. You want to save the base that you got that you know works, and then you might have an idea or two. You only can, you know, save one at a time. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I just wish there was more slots.
You know what's real fun, George? What's real fun is you have someone come hit your base, right? When they come and hit your base to prep you, and you have someone throw a gunboat or a mercenary fleet on the outside of your base to buy you that couple of minutes of time frame, and while they're killing off the outside thing, coin off what little bit of damage you got from the prep, and then swap the base.
Yeah.
And you even swap the entrance. The guy goes there. Oh my goodness, what happened here? Did I hit the right base?
That's almost as bad as driving. Come on.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we can move on to the next one unless we got anything else.
Fair enough.
Saving bases.
I don't know why there's no chicks on this one, man. I mean, come on.
Well, we had one already, and there'll be more later. Alrighty.
Like 1 or 2's enough? What the hell's the matter with you?
I think there's 3.
Yeah, really.
I think there's 3 total.
The
I was under the
entire
assumption-
internet is at your fingertips. The whole internet.
Right. But I can't.
I don't know
can't
Brian
do
is
that
going to
while
say
I'm
you,
watching
but
the
I
show.
think that
I'm trying to.
between lines he's saying that if
you
you are desperate,
you
can
just
text.
go on, you just mute your mic and you tune these guys out and you like go into incognito mode and you just go do whatever.
You sound like you have a lot of experience
Yeah.
at that, Brian. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm just
Brian.
saying.
I mean, I tune you guys out a
George,
lot.
you
but,
can even-
So you do
You can
you?
even tune up from time to time the volume, so we just can hear. Oh yeah, we think that you are agreeing with anything we are saying.
So now we know
Yeah,
why Brian always has that reference to the midget porn and stuff. But I mean, you know.
All right.
There is times it looks like he's shaking his head an awful lot and not talking.
Why are you looking at Brian?
I don't know. But
Yeah, what's wrong with you, Nines?
A little
Brian,
bit.
you're getting stalked, I think.
I'm trying to see what's in the right closet.
All right.
I think you want to be in the right closet.
Okay, let's go
Next
back to the slides.
go. Oh,
We
what
don't
is
talk
this?
about this one. What are you talking about, George?
What is this one?
Don't drink any.
Okay.
Well, I have to go to the
Uh,
YouTube page. I have to go to the YouTube page to see what the hell we got up for slides because they don't show on the
My mic
Google
click
chat.
again?
No, your
Right.
mic's going.
All right. Let's move forward then. Basically, the next couple slides are dealing with the weapons that we saw inside of this raid cycle, and this is the snipeable ballistic. It's got a range of 96. It's got a accuracy of 100, which means the short range weapon combined with the splash and the spread is a dumbfire weapon. But with projectile speed of 750, you got to be going, you got to have some crazy combat speed. Even think about avoiding a direct hit. But this has a splash of 8. So even if it misses you, it's going to hit you.
Well, it's got a spread of 65 too. So I mean, it depends on which way it
It's a
goes.
single salvo
If it-
weapon. They never
it zigs-
explained what the spread means for a single salvo weapon. It was just something to correct something with their dumbfire weapons that they never really properly explained, unless they've explained it to other people, because it didn't seem like they quite understood why it worked either.
Well,
You can't play with the Arbalist.
it's going to give a spot for the splash to be calculated from. So it actually will make a difference. It won't make a huge difference, but if you're going at a good enough clip, because of the way splash works, you can probably mitigate some of it. But the problem is that 8800. Is that right? 8800 for damage. That's a lot of damn damage.
Yeah, I mean, and then the minimum splash is 100. That even means at the edge of the splash, you're still taking 100% of the damage.
Divide that.
Where
we
is
have
that?
like 95% resist. It's on the right side.
It's the line on
right
top
above
of
the
the one
splash.
splash 8.
Yeah, so there is no deterioration like it is for our
Oh,
splash.
there it is. Got it.
Your
Okay.
weapon does 100% damage across the entire splash field.
Yes.
Okay, let's move to the next one then.
When do we get this for our base?
Yes. Yeah, the build.
You
build time's
you
only-
have to
3
write the
minutes.
letter maybe on Christmas.
Yeah, the build time's only 25 days. So.
No, it says 3M, so 3 months, 25 days.
Yeah,
Maybe.
almost 4 months.
So the raid cycle's done, and you have maybe one of these out. You know, it's fine.
All right, this is the long range. This is the long range ballistic, which I know that
What the?
that I know that George had questions about before. Has a range of 190, has an accuracy of 187, so it's not a dumbfire weapon. And the other thing that I wanted to add, so accuracy, I didn't have time to calculate when accuracy starts to matter. Even above 100, I'm guessing if you have an accuracy above or an evade above 70, you're going to start seeing some damage reduction and some misses. But the other part of this that's of interest and applies to all of these is they have 95% defense resistance against everything except for ballistic. So if you're bringing in a secondary, either a different weapon type or a weapon type that relies heavily on a secondary damage type, that's being nullified. So in previous things, when I started looking at ray ballistics, I used a number before I knew this of 85% of it being dropped. So things like ballistics, there's a lot of the older ballistics had a huge portion of their damage allocated to a secondary damage type that wasn't ballistic. So this makes the pure ballistic damage cannons more advantageous.
Yeah, they can't really do that with this. Evade starts to matter at 187% accuracy. At 46.5% evade, they're going to be at about 100%. So anything higher than that, and they could miss. Did we that damage, that 140,000? That doesn't look right.
Yeah, that's what I think George calls punitive damage.
Yeah, there's a couple things, and also I don't think that the salvo numbers are correct. Not for these two, but for the latter ones, I don't think the salvo is 1. I think they've changed enough that a lot of the information in the data mining doesn't come across correctly, because I think they've added new categories.
Right, and I was actually going to point that out. Like, I don't see anywhere on here where it shows that this is the one that pauses before it shoots you, right?
I couldn't put all of it in there. I mean, there's some other stuff that's relatively undefined, and I didn't know how to explain it. It's in the data mining, but it's not. I don't know. You know, there's like countdown and gap counters and things like that I don't have enough information to, directly say exactly what the unit means. I have an idea of how it impacts the game, but I don't know what the unit means. I don't know, a 1 versus a 10. I don't know what those things mean at this point. And again, once you put it in your base 9s, it's going to be close to a full month build again. With an officer, you're slashing 11 days off that build, though.
I like that it has a minimum range of 55. If you're somehow quick enough, you just get really close, and then it's sort of okay.
Remote
maybe,
Raiders.
maybe it was, but we couldn't put everything in the slides. So we went just for the more related and important ones, slightly the accuracy, so
But the
people can
bottom line-
debate.
Yeah, but the bottom line is this just verifies what we all saw in the raid and the TLC targets. When this cannon fires at you, if you let it fire at you, you're going to take some damage.
Nothing.
So the best way to deal with it is try to go from behind, because it takes a few seconds before it can turn on aim at you.
Yeah. And
Okay, let's move to the
maybe
next one.
more information and figure out some of the rest of the data that's in there. Okay, we can go to the next one.
Okay. This is the long range, I think, for the active one.
No, this is the short range red active one. This is the 96 range. It also has it's not a dumbfire weapon. It's got 165% accuracy, and I don't agree with the salvo of 1. I don't think that at the top of the panel on the right.
Well, we need to see the reload, because maybe that's the salvo, but the reload was crazy or nasty.
I thought this was a multi-shot.
Yeah.
No, I thought
Maybe,
this was a
maybe it
salvo.
has a special that gave multi-shot. That could be also.
Yeah, that could be the issue, that it's multi-shot, and that's
Well, wait. The second from top, 0.8. Each shots each second. Well, a bit less than second. It's the second line.
Mhm.
That
So it could
seems
be the
about-
salvo
that
is
seems
1,
okay.
and each shot is second. That's why we are getting it.
Yeah, I think this one's a multi-shot. I think this is the one that looks like a blunderbuss.
Yep.
Oh, that's a rad one? That's ready? Ooh. Huh. Okay.
Is
Yeah,
it?
this is the one that comes in that cluster of 4 that usually has a gun thing by it.
If this is...
Radioactive.
Yeah, because I know there was one that looked like a blunderbuss, but I thought that was ballistic.
And there's one that kind of looks like a cryo launcher almost.
Yeah, like it very clearly looks like the radioactive flechette sprite when it fires. That's how you know. It looks like every other launcher ever. And then there's the long, blue sniper of death. Huh. And I'm not seeing a shockwave. Why am I not seeing shockwave damage? Am I not looking?
Well-
It might have been in there somewhere. I went through this fairly quickly. So maybe once we know more, we'll get more information out there. But yeah, it's 24 stacks for the 24 stacks for the shockwave. So
But I'm not sure if that is accurate, because at some point, those ironclads were just getting shockwave after shockwave.
well, again, we thought we agreed that the salvo of 1 is incorrect, and so it's probably a multi-shot weapon. So if it's firing less than, it's firing more than 1 time per second, and let's say it has a multi-shot of 8. It takes.
But then we'd see 8 different projectiles going across the screen.
Yeah, we'd have to.
I think there's like some stack bonus or something, like it's got a fusion charger or whatever, and it's just not here, not listed.
No, because this is just the raw weapon. It doesn't present it to you with a special. It may be mounted with.
Okay, we can go into.
Shall we move to the next one?
Yep. The next one is the big, whatever you
That's
want.
the big one.
The central turret, yeah, the range of 400, and again the minimum splash of 100, 100%, and a splash of 16.
So here, the first is for you, Nines. You wanted this to be in your base, so get ready, because when you build one of it, you have to spend nearly the whole year, because it's another time 3 months just to build this.
Yeah, but seeing it in the raid, it almost might be worth it.
I'd put that in my center island where it gets overloaded reload mechanism, because screw you, that's what.
With Pyre, Zenith shells, and just to screw people,
and yeah,
concussive
and then
charges.
and the concussive, yeah, that one. Much like the Angry Kitty. Yeah, no, that's got it. This has a multi-shot too, I'm guessing, because that 20,000 damage is impossible. Or they tune the TLC up by like 20 times. Maybe it's 20,000 a salvo. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of this stuff,
if it's-
you can't verify the accuracy of all this stuff at this point, but it's the best we got, to be honest.
Yeah, and I guess that accuracy says 100, but is because of the tomb weapon. When you get closer, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, once it has a splash and spread and an accuracy of 100, that pretty much means it's a dumbfire weapon.
But again, Brian, if you read, say, Salvo 1, we were seeing 6 or 7 shots, so probably there isn't a special that gives multi-shot per 5 or per 6. And if you do 20,000 with a single salvo and you give the multi-shot,
No, it says
maybe you are increasing a lot of damage.
Unknown key multi-shot 30 down at the bottom though.
Oh, I couldn't
Yeah.
see that.
The thing.
Oh, there it is.
The
That
thing with
yeah,
this
that'll
is
do it.
I don't know about the splash. Like that splash is not 16. On Thursday when
Well, the
we
spread's 150. So if you have 30 across the spread of 150, and then you got a splash of 16,
yeah,
I could do the
it
number.
doesn't not when you're driving perpendicular to it because the ends of them are all the same spot. That splash was tuned down from Thursday to Saturday. You know,
Well,
and I don't know which one this one is, but I know that the one on Thursday was more than 16.
Oh yeah.
I don't know that I would I want to say all the stuff that we're seeing that's data mined, I would take it with a grain of salt at this point because I don't know that any of this is set in stone yet.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't predict the future. It just shows the past. But
Right.
and also when they do that stuff in the raid, they just sort of dial things up and down. They're not, they
Yeah,
don't
there
be
is.
changing the actual structure of how the blueprint, so to speak, works.
Right.
All right. So we go on to the next one, or have we got more on this?
Well, we move to the next one, but let's make a summary. So what we have seen and what specials or what you would change or keep in your nowadays fleets. Likely you would keep still with the CL3. You would definitely move to the Liar Armor 3 or stuff like that. Because here there is people that said that maybe we're too much technical for them, so maybe helping them a bit more, making a summary of if you would have to do some changes, would you do any changes to the raid fleets we have seen, the raid builds? Some go with CL3, some go with Liar Armor 3, some of them use radioactive armor, some of them go with ballistic armor defense.
I just use-
Go ahead.
I use CL3 and D1Cs for safe strats because, yes, if you are really, really good and really quick and can drive at the edge of your range, the only damage you should be taking is ballistic. But I also know that doesn't always happen. Like the feats will get glitched or split up strangely, or the hitbox on a thing will happen strange and you're stuck on a corner that doesn't exist and you get pelted by everything else.
Another question with those accuracies we saw, and 185 and 165, which would be if you are going some evade, the minimum you will be needing, even if you are requiring to use the Sea Serpents to say something, the crew that give you a bit more of a bait.
Cuttlefish is asking in the chat about the. Can you go back to the last slide?
Yeah.
Yeah. On the Wednesday show, I was explaining what happened with my my Ironclad, where I got Bloodthirst with the Ironclad, and basically went into an SOS crash, and couldn't get back into the game for over 2 minutes, and it was still in range of this central turret, and it didn't look any different after I let it sit there for 2 minutes getting pounded by it. So I don't know what to say. I mean, the 20,000 divided by 30, combined with the resistances and the deflection, doesn't look that low to me, considering I didn't see a big difference.
Well, you probably had Bloodthirst at that point, and or the stupid high resist on this and splash damage reduction and siege deflection. Like, it might as well not have made a difference. George, did we cut you off? You were trying to say something when I said something.
No, I mean, I think Tio asked if there was any changes to the fleets that we're doing, and all I did was I made sure I added Mausers to my Cannoneers, and my Ironclads are going to have Millenniums with just a couple Mausers on them as well. I'm sticking with the CL3 for now, just because I think tuning going into the map targets is probably going to behoove you to have that rather than just the ballistic. I'm not sure, but later on you can always refit to something else. For the raid, I think I'm going to stick with CL3 because I already have it on now. So I don't think the benefit for the cost of refit, I don't think is enough for me to do it.
All right, I guess Nines is leaving too. Bye, Nines. No
I
bye.
agree. Bye-bye. I agree with you, George, especially because the CL3 is going to mitigate the mistakes damage. Yeah, you will be inquiring each time that you got hit by any of those launchers, because as we can see, they are not just making tickles.
And that's going to be, I'm thinking that's going to be Tito's lead-in line on Wednesday. He goes, not just making tickles. And we'll go from there. Can we go to the next slide?
Sure. Let's see. This is your proposal for out-of-the-box thinking to build for the FM?
I just want to explain beforehand. A lot of people that have Nova Storms and whatnot, I have a friend of mine that the base is right next to me, and he's got his Nova Storm and basically the same Punisher tank that I have. And I've been pushing him for, he's had the Harlock Citadel blueprint, just refuses to build it. And so with this build, I just threw this slide out there because he found it useful. With this build, I was able to just decimate the large islands. This Harlock Citadel and a tank, nothing else, was able to decimate the large islands in way less time than it takes him with just his Nova Storms, with Dante's Nova Storm and the Punisher tank. And it was just gone way faster just with this single ship.
Well, I think we've had plenty of videos that show that Harlock Citadel is just it's insane. I've done videos on the 109s with the tank and just this, a tank and this in a full fleet, and then a tank with the fleet and without this. And I mean, you can just compare back to back what the difference is. This thing makes a world of difference. I mean, it is an absolute night and day difference with this in your fleet. Yeah,
but I mean that also, if you compare the benefit that the high velocity run that some people is still asking in many pages, if it's only for use on the Cannoneer, so you can give an extra use to it. Well, here you can see, because building damage on wall damage is 200, and you still have to put the boost that this Harlock Citadel flagship will give. I think it's 100 more if I remember well. It's 100 or 200?
100.
So we are talking about 300 building damage. So there's 39 that you see over there turns into 120, and that is what is single ship. If you put 3 or 4 of these, you are, as Jeff is saying, you are melting the islands. Yeah. The other point I see is that this is huge splash over here, because that's 2 tiles and a half. So probably if you are hitting the Citadel that is sitting between the second biggest islands and that small cluster, you're probably splashing everything out of there.
Right, but I mean, if you're gonna, I mean, I think a better idea would be to use that special on a regular Citadel, because a regular Citadel behind a tank with that special will run like a Harlock. You know what I mean? So you could actually get away with a nice cheap build with 1 tank, like a Tide tank, and then 1 Citadel build, and you'll be able to hit tier 5.
No,
so you're saying that this way you can skip putting the Harlock and you can keep it on defending your base, so people don't attack you while you're doing the Forsaken mission.
Yeah, George likes to keep his Harlock at home.
Well, actually, I use it in my FM. I mean, I just replace it with the Mastodon while I'm doing my FM. Ewok knows.
Okay.
Little bastard caught me while I was out doing it, and he hit my base.
I see. Yeah, because this build has 2 of the new specials. And so it's different than probably some of the older ones. I mean, I still have the old mortars on it from when I was doing the 107 to dilute the repair efficiency.
Be getting hit, Hefe. Drive better.
No. If you look at the 107s, not the 109s or the 102s.
I don't
The
care.
107s with the arc. Yeah, you had to drive real well to always avoid the angry arc from the 107.
Admittedly, real quick, this build for someone getting to tier 5, it's not going to work. You need this specific build is the HCR, which is a raid prize, and the viscosity regulator, which is tier 5, and a CS2, which is I have no idea.
Right.
But
No, I'm not saying to get to tier 5 because this person gets to tier 5 with the Nova Storms. It just takes him more damage and more time to do it with the Nova Storm. Perfectly possible with the Nova Storm. Yeah, and then the viscosity thing, because we have the high velocity rounds and the viscosity regulator, which are both new additions to the game, which really changes how it, the damage. You just blow up the island with, that combination very quickly.
it is so much fun to watch this thing work, though.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Next one. Or anyone has something else to say? No? Okay. Well, we don't have much info so far. We just know about the prices we are going to see on the raid, as I think they were already discussed in the council. So we know that the new weapon is a new Scattergun. So if you are going to build Furies, just wait. Don't build them. Wait for a few more weeks. Build other stuff that you may be needing, because probably those Furies are going to get obsolete one. This weapon, I don't know yet, but at least the whole tier 6, we expect it to be much better.
I wouldn't build a Fury.
You wouldn't?
The next hull's a Blitz hull.
That's what I was saying, that I would wait to build Furies to see more about this, because probably your Fury is going to get obsolete the moment that this gets into the light server.
Well, it's not like
We'll find out
fantastic
more.
now.
Yeah, we'll find out more about these sorts of things on Monday. That's the preview, right? This coming Monday?
Yep, Monday.
Yes, this Monday, if you are able to get into it, I think it's 11
a.m.
if I recall.
Yeah, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Kixeye time, California time.
Yeah. Pacific Day time, or PST as they call it.
Here's the time zone converter
And
if you need
well,
it.
Yeah, if you go to any of those pages and say that it converts it to your local time, you will have an idea. And then Reaver Tide, we don't know yet. It must be everybody I think I was reading, expect it to be something that reduces the spread, so you focus the damage in a single point.
It's gonna be interesting. What else they put on that?
I mean, it might be a reduction in spread, or maybe it's a combination one where it's reduction in spread and increase in something else too. I mean, who knows? Yeah.
Well, on Monday we will have more accurate. Remember that also in the preview, those blueprints are not the final stats. They can still change, but you get an idea. All right, Screwup. Daily campaign issues. I think that is quite clear that Kixeye is lacking, missing, or not having at all any quality team in their staff. Because something as simple as once you have done this daily.
Hold on. I've got to interrupt you. Now I asked for cute chicks, and Hefe said that there's 2 of them. This is the second one. If that's his idea of cute chick compared to the Panda, dude, I'm getting off right now.
But the breakthrough slide is next, though.
Yeah, you know what I do on those screw ups. Last time it was.
You never have seen a chick on the Screw Ups.
I'm just going on the basis of him saying that there's 2. He said there was 2
I'm
chicks.
sure you won't be
I'm
disappointed.
pretty sure that's a female right there. That would be number 2. That's not.
Well,
but anyway,
that's
okay,
your
go ahead.
assumption. I think we can see some hair bird over there. It's a bit concealed, but it's still there.
Let's go. That's fine. That's just anyway. Daily
But
campaign
well, as
reset
I was
issues.
saying, that
fixed.
that you don't get it reset, and we find the third day that if you have already done that campaign, you cannot do it again. It was a bit of a
That's been fixed.
takedown, but well,
That's been fixed.
yeah, that I know that has been fixed. That's what comes.
It's on both of them.
Oh, you
Yay!
can put it in.
Go to the next one. Go to the next one. Get
See,
rid of this.
I think that
That's
he,
like
he
I'm
you understood
puking in my
that.
mouth a little
He
bit.
said
Let's go.
2 chicks, but he wanted to say 2 tits. I think he was meaning.
Good lord.
I'm sorry, I wouldn't need a retreat.
There we go. That's better.
Okay, I was gonna make sure you weren't complaining about her too.
So what's the breakthrough? Oh, the river. I didn't even see it on the target. I don't know why.
Yeah, but I wouldn't need a retreat button for that. I'm sorry.
Damn,
fellas.
she's cute too. She got. See, and it's not just the cans. I mean, sure, she's got a good body too. Like, I like thighs that are not like skinny as hell. I like her.
Somebody give a mop to Joe so he can clean the floor. Yeah, I know that you may not need it, but if you're prepping for somebody and you have to wait with him 10 minutes to get in there, if you are hitting the 102 or the 75 that are not co-op, I can understand.
No, Tito, you had me wrong, buddy. I wasn't talking about retreat button on game targets. I was talking about I wouldn't need a retreat for her.
Ah, right. Oh, now I understand you. Yeah, well, wait, George, I'm having here from
Hot
your
damn.
partner.
Yeah. TSM. Wait,
He's
did you see what
broken again,
TSM
so
said?
it didn't last much.
It's broken for us. Hold on. Can I actually do this without my like? Do I lose my bubble if I do this thing? Let's find out.
If you do what?
If I start that campaign.
I have seen people in bubbles and red outer, meaning that they are getting hit. So no, I don't think you should lose it.
No, you did not lose your bubble for.
Most of my base is dead right now because I just got hit. So.
Admittedly, you don't need a whole heck of a lot to kill these guys.
You want to that we present you, so we see you doing the.
No, that's fine. No. I just want to find out. I'll find out right now whether or not I lose my bubble or not. Start combat. Let's find out. Start combat. Yeah, the guy that hit me actually messed up on the last hit. He prepped me with three preps. Got rid of my entire base fleet, my defense fleet, and then just messed up as he was coming in. So I lucked
pulled
out.
a guard for my friend to hit me last night, and he died at the entrance.
Well, some of the turrets that we got now
Yeah.
are just really stupid strong. So
Yeah, if you
I
have
just finished
like
level 8.
Gadget was saying the other day, if you have between 5 and 6 of those fighter supports and stuff like that, it's very easy to kill fleets without war. Like today, somebody was trying to snipe me, and to snipe my shipyard, the guy lost 3 ironclads.
yeah, no, this guy just miscalculated how close he was getting to the entrance, and the splash from one of the mortars caught his vendettas. I mean, it was just a complete accident. I would have been.
I finished my second mortar to level 8 today.
Yeah, they didn't. This is what I was talking about before. There is no quality team on there, and the way they fixed it is now you can repeat it till you get bored of doing. Because once you have done it, if you're within the chest, it says activate again, so you can do it again. So they didn't fix it; they just turned it one way around. So
I can live with
before
that.
you couldn't do it at all. Now you can do it till you get bored.
I mean, I have the mega hull one, so not today. Maybe tomorrow. I think it's rough, man.
Yeah, it is. I think that one's a little bit tuned up a little too much.
Yeah,
it is.
they shouldn't. I mean, a bullseye brigade would lower the damage so that it would be kind of worth it, but you shouldn't have to use a bullseye brigade on a daily.
Anyway,
Yeah,
I'm going to
no.
say thanks to Kickside because they tried to fix it at least quite fast and bring a hot
Yeah,
fix into the
thank you.
game. We did
Yeah,
not have to wait till Tuesday, but unfortunately the fix wasn't working as they intended.
That's true. Given how many people complain that they don't do anything, you know.
They totally tried, and
Yes, they
thank
did.
you for that.
Kudos to them.
Okay, I think this was the last round, right, Jefe?
Wait, are we changing the slide? Don't change the slide. I'm trying to enjoy that and hit my base at the same time.
Yeah, thing is that maybe we want to ask you something, and I fear you are not going to give us an accurate answer because your mind will be distracted.
My mind's still distracted.
There's a guy peeking me with tiger sharks right now.
With tiger sharks?
With tiger sharks.
It's not that guy that tries to snipe out turrets with his with the is it the tigers that has the
No, I think he's
Or
just
something.
peeking, but it's annoying.
Oh.
Okay, anybody on the panel or on the chat has something they want us to discuss? We are getting close to the 1 hour, and it's a surprise that we ended the show in the 1 hour time that we were suspecting. So
That's
before
true.
we get complaints and hate mails that we don't last as we should and stuff like that, we need something to keep going on.
We won't get any hate mail.
They should never question our stamina.
No kidding.
No, we have proven that 3 hours here, and we could have handled a few more.
Well, an innuendo is a perfect time for me to leave. I actually do have to get out of here. So thanks, guys. I'll see you around next week.
All right, Brian.
Thank you for coming.
I'll see you
I
tomorrow.
will see you next week.
All right, where'd Hefe go? Did we lose him?
I think
Have
he
a
went
beer
for
again?
provisions.
Really? He went for a beer?
Yeah, something like that.
Seriously?
Okay, then we are going to do the poll. If anybody wants to see Jefe on camera, we discover if he's a red check or a chick or a red chicks after he drinks the third beer.
What?
Yeah, that we can make a poll and see if the people wants Jefe or not on a webcam, so we can figure out if he's a red nose or a red cheeks after the third beer. No?
I'm not interested in any way, shape, or form.
No, I'm not interested in seeing Hefe.
You know.
But what about if we bring the beers to this girl and we see if he's a red chick?
Are we seriously
red
doing
nose.
this live? Really? What the hell? Oh my god. Unreal. I'm just doing these campaigns now. That's all I'm gonna do.
Oh, apparently
think
if you
that's-
refresh the campaign
Okay, here we
resets,
have
so you
the
can do it
backup.
over and over.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna try.
Yeah,
You have
I
to
just
open up the
tested
chest.
that. I did,
You have to open up the chest, or can
and
you
you
just
can do
redo
this.
it?
You can
I
do
don't
a
know.
second.
I haven't done it.
Tito, you've done
I
it?
have. I am doing now. I am on the last one, but I didn't. I did open the chest before because I'm trying to make a small list of what possible prices we can get. But I can try once I finish without redeeming the chest if I can start it again or not.
Sweet. That'd be
Do
good
what
to know.
now?
That'd be very good to know because you do keep your bubble, FYI. You do keep your bubble.
Yeah,
No,
that I knew
what are you guys talking
perfectly
about?
sure.
What are you guys talking about being able to hit the target again?
If you refresh,
That-
your campaign resets. Your daily campaign.
The way they fixed it is that now you can do it till you get bored of doing it.
Yeah, basically what happens is you hit it and then you refresh and then it's back again as a active target. So I'm assuming that's a short-term thing, and it's probably more advantageous for those that have the
Base attack?
because I don't think that the mega one is worth the time and effort to do. You know, it takes, I don't know, it takes me like 30 minutes. I know, you know,
I'm
some
stuck.
people say
I'm
auto
stuck.
the whole thing, but you know, they're taking hours of damage to do that.
I'm actually stuck in it. Mine will not end. I've killed everything and it's still counting down on the clock.
Maybe
Yeah, and
maybe they are fixing while we were doing it, and that's the reason.
Well, I haven't
they-
done mine
they-
once today yet, so
I just finished mine and I hit refresh, so I'll tell you here in just a second.
All righty,
I'm
should
on
we
the-
get the after show? Unless anybody has anything that's good for the
I have asked if anybody got anything else good. Yes, you can have 1 hour build token. You can have 1 hour repair build token. Well, or repair structure token, 1 hour repair ship token, and 1 hour build token. And I think it was the Hulch that said he got a 3 days build token, but I guess that is a very rare case.
I've seen 3 times 1 hour.
That's what I got today. 3 times 1 hour.
Yeah, I haven't seen 3 days. I've seen 3 times 1 hour. But yeah.
Now, see, I just finished mine, hit refresh, and no, it's got a check mark next to it saying completed. It didn't give it back to me again.
So they must have fixed it while I'm in this actually, and I'm stuck now. Awesome. Let me refresh and see what happens. Oh well.
Alrighty. Well, unless anybody has anything else to say, I can go ahead and. Joe, I mean, the last couple of weeks they haven't given us a lot of content to talk about.
I don't even need to.
Wait. I do want to say something that I have discovered. I have said about what we were discussing on Wednesday's show.
Okay, go ahead.
The warning that we get for the chest is not going to be an indicator for what's in the chest. The warning we get for the chest is based off of what you are the fullest. If you're like close to capacity on uranium, then it's going to give you a warning about uranium. If you're closest to capacity on base parts, it'll give you a warning on base parts. It doesn't mean that there's going to be base parts or uranium in it. It just means that if there is, it'll overfill. You won't be able to take it all.
Yeah, my theory about that is that all the chests have the same amount of Cyntium and energy, metal, and on oil, 1.5 million, and then they have, let's say, 100,000 uranium and 100,000 base parts. When you click the open button, it triggers a script that multiplies that number between 0 and 2 with all the decimals, 0.1, 0.2. So you can get a 10% of 100,000, that will be 10,000 uranium to say something, to 200%, that will be 200,000 uranium. So what the script says is that if you are close to, as he said, to the top of uranium or base pairs, or half of the amount you need to get to the top is less than 100, you're going to get the warning either for one or both. What happens, I think, it's my guessing, that if you get the 0 in any of those as multiplier, then you get a compensating price, let's say, and that compensating price can be any of those shards, tokens, maybe they add blueprints, because I think they are not yet finished with that list of prices. And that's what we are seeing.
No, Tito. What I'm saying is, okay, the warning that pops up, right, is based off of, not off of any percentages of what prizes you can win. It's based off of what the numbers are in your base. Yesterday, I got a warning for uranium. Okay, I didn't win any uranium in the chest, but it gave me a warning of uranium. It didn't give me a warning on base parts because I just spent all my base parts and I was empty on base parts. I was full on uranium. The day before that, it gave me a warning on base parts, but didn't give me a warning on uranium. And the exact opposite was true because I was full on base parts, but did not have any uranium in my base at that time. So the warning you receive is based off of if you're full or not on those two specific items, base parts and uranium. So if you're full on uranium and you're full on base parts, you'll get a warning that states that, you could lose, you may not be able to collect the uranium or the base parts. If you're full on uranium, it'll give you a warning about uranium. If you're full on base parts, it'll give you a warning about base parts. But it does not correlate with what the actual prizes in the chest are.
Yeah, I agree. What I was saying that my guess is that when that multiplies happens, if you get the one that gives you no uranium or gives you no base parts, is when you get the compensating price or consolidating price, and that is when you go to that list. So far, people have seen 1 hour, as we said, ship build tokens, structure build tokens, 1 hour repair structure tokens, 1 hour repair ship tokens, and so on. And sometimes that is even multiplied by 1, 2, or 3. There was a case that somebody said that he got 3 days. I didn't see any screenshot about that. But well, we can give him the benefit of the doubt till it's proven something different.
So I think I broke the game.
Again?
I'm stuck.
My goodness.
I keep on hitting to do the thing, and nothing's showing up.
Well, maybe they realized that that you're inside of a loop because they fixed the code while you were doing it.
I don't know. There's nothing coming in, nothing's hitting me, nothing. Just sitting here, and some timer keeps on going off at the top, going 0, 1, 0. I'm I'm not getting anything, and I'm just timing out.
Yeah, I am starting to hate your partner because now he got 1 day of a full 1 day token. This Mark is getting always the best. He's getting the 3 days tokens. Now he's getting the 1 day token. When I grow up, I want to be like Mark.
I know. I got a 3-day token today, though.
Yeah, well, I don't want. No, I'm not going to say that, George. I'm not going to say that when I grow up, I want to be like you. No, I don't want to be Canadian at all.
I'm not Canadian. Neither's Mark.
Just joking.
That's a poor joke.
George isn't Canadian?
Nope, I'm not a snow Mexican. Sorry.
Okay. Well, do we have anything else besides, doubting George's ability to run for president to add to the show?
Yes, I'll be running in 2020 to make America great again.
Yes,
Be-
but
It doesn't show to me that I can redo the campaign, so my guess is that now it's fixed. So if whoever could do it before, good for him, but don't try it now because it's fixed.
I can't even do it once, let alone more than once. Shit.
I think it sounds like we've run out of things to say.
Yeah, by surprise, we could end one show in the 1 hour time.
Yeah, well, and also the content can be more individualized. So I guess we'll jump over to the after show at this point, and I guess everybody have a wonderful evening, and we'll have a longer show once we have more. This hasn't been a lot of content released in the game.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, well, next Wednesday is going to be a lot of content because we'll have all the stuff from the preview on Monday, plus all that comes on the update and briefing from Tuesday or Wednesday, probably Wednesday, because normally they delay to Wednesday when they have extra time, so they can fix, to say some way, anything that came from the feedback of the preview.
Well, we'll also have the preview to talk about as far as, the new ship and the new weapon, and, we will be presupposing, but we don't know how they'll eventually be, but at least we know the direction they're going. So there just hasn't been a lot to talk about, especially with the TLCs and the campaign. The campaign's really not offering anything requiring any sort of analysis.
I'll tell you what, I will say one thing. Kixeye, thank you so much. I was totally shocked. You didn't jump a bunch of TLCs on us this week.
Yeah.
You having one daily. You want more TLCs, the one daily?
Yeah,
No,
they dropped 7 on you.
I'm kind of getting upset that I can't do this damn campaign now. I'm gonna have to
I'm not
cancel
even
it and
going to
try it
bother
again.
doing mine. It's this
It's a conspiracy,
stupid Apollo one.
It is a conspiracy, but
You should go, George, to that blog from that guy. I think it's called The Forsaken Cove, and he covers all the aspects of the game, so you could find maybe there the answer.
oh, I heard he was a dick. Anyway, everyone have fun. Have a good weekend. Watch the the Super Bowl and have some fun with that. And
Yeah,
Go
and
Patriots.
George is working on his. George is looking.
Patriots are gonna lose.
George is working on his video, so we got to give him time on that.
oh yeah, we have a little. Well, it's not a video. It's gonna be like a little show thing on Sunday. I forgot about that. Yeah, we're gonna do a mega thing.
I was making a joke about another video.
Oh well, yeah. No, I
Yeah,
don't
he's
know about
making
that one.
he's saying that you're making a video how to mess with your game or something like that. I think it's the name.
Yeah. So anyway, because Dr. Death is going to be on there, I know for sure. I don't know if anyone else is going to end up coming or showing up even to watch it. But Sunday we are going to do a mega hull intro because people are just asking a whole bunch of questions about what the hell to do with it and if they want to do it. And no, there's not going to be anything covering a scrap button. And after that, I don't know if we're going to do
may
another
join.
show.
You got me building it, and with Dr. Death, I learned to play with it a bit better, and it's getting funny.
It's fun. It's not for everybody, but some people like it, some people don't, and we got a lot of questions. So
yeah,
I'm gonna try and do one little show and see what happens with that, and see if it goes anywhere, or if people even give a shit. So we'll see. But that'll be Sunday.
Yeah.
It'll be before the Super Bowl.
I would say that at first looks boring, the thing, but then you can see the strategy part. How you place those turrets, and why and when you should do it, when you don't should do it, how you prepare your mega ship for defending, for attacking. It's not that it's going to guarantee 100% defense, especially if the guy that hits you with a bunch of friends. But well, if you can give them a bit of damage, we know that. If you get flattened, but you give them several hours of damage, everybody's happy.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, but other than that, I hope everyone has a good weekend. I hope everyone likes the game. I hope it's a close game, or a blowout for the Patriots. But other than that,
Well,
I'll say good night to everybody.
Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, have a good one.
Later, everybody, and welcome to join the after show. I will be posting the link again in a second. And, night. Later, Chris.